Fucking yes.
That
Okay.
was synchronised as well.
Yes.
Off to a flying start.
You've got your drink. You've got your sleeve. Everything's cool. Yeah. Everything's cool. Happy days.
Yeah.
Right, Ash. Last time we spoke, I do apologise. Obviously, it didn't go as according to plan that I had in mind. But this time, I think we've got everything we need. We've got headphones. We've got the fucking cameras. I got the questions. I feel more prepared. But it's all we're good to go. We're good to go, man. Literally, last time I spoke to you, you were just releasing Samsara, the second album, bro.
Yeah.
Tell us about that, man. Fucking, did it come out on the 15th? Was it?
Yeah, it's not even been out for a year yet, and like, you know, we've already been working on so much stuff already. Like, there's so much going on every day and whatnot. But as soon as we dropped that record, it was like the tours that came in and like the festival offers, and it was just like elevated to like the next level, if you know what I mean. But like at the same time, it was like I was saying to your last podcast, it was like, it's not something that kind of just happens. Like, it's very strategic. Like, it's all, we know what's gonna always happen. It's like we're already talking about, you know, releases that were not even in the same year as them happening. Like, I'm already in 2021.
Fucking hell.
Like, that's but that's what I mean. But like, even, you know, it's not so much like, I don't know the best way to explain it. It's kind of not like, oh right, you've got this album, like what are we gonna do with it? That's done. Like, we knew what we were gonna do with Samsara before it was out.
Sure.
Kind of now I'm just kind of almost going through the time of what was planned.
Is it talks of album 3 at the moment?
Yeah, they like literally.
Have you got like a set amount of albums you're gonna do, like album 5? How many albums do you want to do? Or it's not that far ahead? Are you not thinking?
I think it's mainly like creativity. Like, you know, you got to keep that up every time and stuff. You can't, you know, you can't kind of just keep writing records because it's like ticking lists, you know what I mean? Like, obviously, you know, with the label we're on, you know, you'll have like deals of like, you know, 3 albums, or some have like 5 albums or anything, and it's like you want to meet your contract, and then you either discuss with the label and say, hey, we're going to move to the next level now, we've completed this contract, are you going to help pursue this more?
Are you on a contract now with a certain amount of albums?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
can you reveal that, or is that?
That is free. That is
three. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's kind of like, you know, you kind of speak to the label, and it's like, are you going to have what's going to, you know, bring the next level to this, or if not, then you speak to other, you know, people, etc. and whatnot, and it's like,
do you get on well with the record label?
Yeah.
Good relationship.
Like, you have to. You have to. Like, even like there has been times where like one disagrees with the other, but like at the end of the day, it's all subjective, and like you kind of need to look at it from someone else's opinion. I'm never going to turn around and say, you advise me something. I'm not going to turn around and be like, nah, fuck that. Like, nah, don't forget it, mate. Don't even bother telling. Like, you know what I mean? I've got to hear you out.
Yeah.
Because my brain hasn't got every idea in the world.
So do they give ideas when you record, or have they just kind of left you to it and be like, go make an album, we're not going to get involved?
They creatively, like, they let us very hands-on with creativity. Like, they've never questioned like music or artwork, which, as you can tell, every artwork's been something like disturbing. So like, you know, they never like the creativity is left to us.
Yeah.
However, like the marketing, and like, you know, it's all like, it's marketing. Like, that's what it is, and
are they kind of in charge of marketing? They left to marketing.
It's always down to the band.
Okay,
so
that's
it's
cool.
always down to the band. But
do they give you instructions of how you should structure releases or
I think,
announcements or something? Or?
Yeah, that's where your booking agent comes in with announcements and stuff, which is like a different leaf altogether, if that's what you want to call it. But I think with the label as such, it's kind of like you see all these, you know, you see these bands, and then like you'll see someone be like, oh, the label made them sell out, and it's like, no,
you hear that often,
but that's not entirely true, because no? I mean, you can, it's kind of, it boils down to if you take the advice or not. Like, you know, the label can say like, hey, this next record needs to sound like Madonna, and then you can sit there and say, nah, fuck that, not into that at all.
Yeah.
and then like they either go, all right, fair play, or fuck off, like either one. But like it is down to the band when they do make these decisions. It's like we've got management,
so they have final say. Is that what you're saying?
the band always has final say.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's like we've got like management, and I speak to our managers every single day without fail. Like,
Okay.
24/7 we're speaking. We're always talking about what we're doing, what we're planning, what we're working through, and like, you know, just kind of always looking for that next step as such. But like there has been times where they've said something to me and I've been like, I don't agree. Like, no, I
Okay.
don't agree. And they just go, okay, what do you think?
Yeah.
And then I would say, blah blah blah, and they go, yeah, this could work. Like,
Okay.
this could work, because even they acknowledge they don't know everything. They know a lot because they've got the experience. They've got time on their hands, which, you know, a lot of people in bands are probably young. I'd like to think that most bands are younger than their managers, because I'm not sure I'd feel about. I'm not sure I'd feel about Venom Prison being managed by a 16-year-old, but you know,
telling
like,
you how to schedule your posts, and I don't know, man.
Yeah, but
16-year-olds these days are very active on Instagram. You know,
maybe
they know a thing or two.
I was gonna say that then, like we can't dismiss it too quickly, because, you know, like we've got like, you know, people popping off everywhere at all ages and stuff. Like, do you know what I mean? You've got all these kids playing Fortnite now, like smashing it, like making money,
Millions in some cases.
Like, it's mad. Like, I've only recently started playing it this week.
What, Fortnite?
Yeah. Like,
what's it like?
I love it. I love it. Like,
it's too cartoony for me, man.
It's just dumb. Like, just don't worry about that. Just sit there and just be like, look, I've got 100 people on this map.
Yeah.
Who am I going to ping in the head with a sniper? Like, that's all you got to think about.
Yeah, it's alright. I don't know. I quite like realistic games.
Yeah. You know me. I fucking play.
Well, you'll play anything.
Yeah.
You know.
I will sit there and just be like, yeah, this is sick.
You go from like Resident Evil 2 to like Mario or something.
Yeah, any day. I'll probably do that on a daily basis without even knowing.
Yeah. How often do you game? How often do you play games?
Oh god, I'm not sure I can disclose that information. Do you know what I mean? It's probably a lot.
You've got to have downtime, I guess.
It is my downtime. Like, a lot of people kind of get the wrong idea of like gaming and such, and it's like
therapy. It's therapy.
It is for me. Like, you know, it's like you look at it. It's like, you know, when we got back recently off like a 5-6 week tour, then we got off the 5-6 week tour, then we went straight into festivals, then I think it was the 13th of December, we went in the studio for a week. Like, just stayed
to do what?
That's what I can't say.
Okay,
that's what I can't say. I knew that was coming.
Okay.
That's what I can't say.
Okay.
It may or may not be what you think it is, but either way, it's cool.
Well, okay. We'll leave that as a tasty surprise for the future.
It's not a covers album. I'm just gonna put that out there. I'm just gonna put that out there now, and just, like, you know, squash any little rumours that are about to go right.
That's brilliant.
But
brilliant. Album 2 then. So it comes out. It immediately gets like 5Ks from Kerrang. Smashes it. Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It does well straight away.
That was mad as well, because I went into, I think I was doing my food shop in Tesco, and then like I went into the magazine section. It was on, because it's always released on a Wednesday, and I didn't know when I seen it, and I was like, oh fuck me, like 5K is nice. And then I looked at my phone, and it was like about 20 emails and like a load of like Facebook messages from like management going, oh 5K.
Yes.
I'm just like, everyone's like popping off and going mad about it, and I'm just kind of like, oh, I've just discovered. But nah, like, you know, that's
amazing.
That's sick.
That's amazing.
That was like, all the reviews like were really good. Like, I think there was like one review that was on like some random blog from Mars or something.
Forget the blogs. Forget the blogs. Like, they mean nothing.
They literally, it was just like, I can't remember what it was. It was just like, it was something like, I really enjoyed this album, great results, 5 out of 7. And I was like,
Who's marks things out of 7?
But then I was just like, I was like, your compliments are so great, but like, you've given it 5 out of 7. And I was just like, I'm not sure how to take this. Like,
I think that's a Reddit thing.
I think someone said to me, like, when I was recording, like, someone actually said to me, like, when I was in the studio, like, Dring, who engineers and records us, like, he said like it was something like that, and I didn't really take notice of it, and I was just stuck in the idea of like 5 out of 7.
5 out of 7? What does this mean?
Like, why are we doing this?
Oh, mate.
Nah, like all the reviews are good and stuff.
So have Kerrang like reached out to you? Do they? How does that work? Do they when they do a piece on you? Do they just randomly write it, or do they inform you? Or?
No, it's all like editors and staff choice. So it's not like we have no
control of it. Well, so they just keep an eye out on the releases, and then they just go right and
yeah.
Wow, that's good.
Because
that's
like,
good.
They reviewed it and then they put it in their albums of the year. I think it was like something like 5 out of 100 or something. Where like I'm sure it was 4 because number 3 was Slipknot, and then I literally just messaged in the band chat and I was just like, yeah, I'll take that. Like that.
Yeah, take one behind like, Slipknot. That's not bad. Like that's not bad.
One behind Slipknot is pretty much number 1, even if they were number 3. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't know how I figured that maths out, but like if you just go with that, like,
we'll go with it. We'll go with it.
If you're behind Slipknot by one thing,
you're doing something right.
It's all right, isn't it? It's all right. Like I literally said to the guys who were like, oh, it's not bad, is it? 4 out of 100 or whatever it was. I was like, guys, it's basically number 1. Like, how are you gonna go past them?
You can't. Well, who knows? Who knows what the future holds?
Yeah. I mean, I try not to get too ahead of myself because
you got to think ahead, but not.
Yeah, like
too far
the thing
ahead,
is, there's so much going on like I was saying, there's so much going on every day. Like if you take your eye off the ball, like something fucks up.
Yeah.
Like that is the truth. Like there's been days where I've just been like, I can't be fucked to do this, and then the following day I'm just like, I regret that so much.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Like, how do you juggle all this? You're a very scheduled guy. I know this. I know this from experience.
Yeah.
How do you juggle all these things at once?
In the word schedule. Really, like when you think about it, like I thought to myself like how it all started with uni.
Okay.
It all started with uni, which is kind of weird because I went to uni later, didn't I? I was like 25 when I went to uni. Yeah, you
did later than the average person. Yeah.
Also, the year Venom Prison started because I started uni.
2014.
2015.
I thought Venom Prison I thought it was 2014. Venom Prison started.
Do you know how I know?
How?
January the 1st, 2015, because it was the day we put everything, like the Facebook and the demo songs, all online.
Okay.
It was planned, like, because I remember it was like recorded in like November, and then Larissa was like, when are we going to put this online? And I was like, the 1st of January 2015, and she was like, I remember her saying like, why? And I was like, because if I start a band in December 2014, everyone's going to always add an extra year onto our band's life.
True. Start from the beginning.
You know what I mean? Like everyone's always gonna add a year onto our band's life, and it's like instead of kind of going, oh, you know, it is technically like the end of 2014, so it's only a month and so many.
Yeah.
No one thinks like that.
Yeah. Okay.
You see 2014.
Well, I did read on Wikipedia that it was 2014.
I've seen that as well.
So someone's got their research wrong.
I think I know how they got it though.
How's that?
Because I need to check, so this isn't actually a fact, but it's only just kind of come to me. I uploaded those tracks to Bandcamp in November 2014.
Oh, okay.
So there might be a chance that there was an upload date.
Sure. Okay.
But
the official...
Everything was private until the 1st of January.
Okay.
Because I remember we were definitely not the only band that had the same idea.
It's interesting to think who guessed that data, who has decided
People
that.
will find anything. Like, people will literally find anything.
It's
like,
crazy.
It's some of like the stuff that like you kind of see or like
inside gossip on Venom Prison.
It's not so much like it's not so much a bad thing, but it's like
they were close. It was only 1 year off.
Yeah, 1 year. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like 1 year off.
Add 1 year on, yeah.
So it's like 2015 is when I started university.
Yeah.
And when Venom Prison started, and like I also was working as well, a part-time job at the same time, so it's like full-time uni, Venom Prison and part-time work.
Yeah. And
there was like no way that I was like, how am I gonna, stay on top of all this? Like,
manage it.
What am I gonna do? So literally just started like living by like just like right, I'm gonna do this in the morning, and then I'm gonna do this in the afternoon for a couple of hours. Then I'm gonna take an hour to quickly do this, and then I'm gonna go and do that. And like I literally just had to follow that for so long, and then it got.
Were you strict with it as well?
Yeah, I still am in a way. Like I mean, there are like days where it's just kind of like, it's fine to like chill a little bit more. But like, I can't say I haven't done anything at all. I'm always kind of like that's another thing done.
Okay.
Even if it's like little things, but I mean, just stay on top of your shit. You know what I mean? Like, because it only piles up on you.
Yeah.
Like that's what it's really about, isn't
Absolutely.
it? It's like people always go, "Oh, you're so scheduled, organised thing," and it's like, yeah, but you're not going to deal with my problems.
Only you were going to deal with your problems.
Only I'm going to do. What? You're going to answer my emails for me. You're going to, you're going to turn my dishwasher on. And you're not. So it's like it's up to me if those things are done.
Exactly. Now, Ash, tell us about the US. Tell us about the US tour.
Oh, what do you want to know?
Oh, mate. Well,
What do
it's
you want to know?
It's an insane feat to go over to the US and tour. It's mad. Tell us about it. How did it happen? Is it the first ever time you toured? Second.
Yeah.
Okay.
We went there last year as well.
You did, didn't you?
On a big package tour with lots of bands, which was very difficult.
What bands? What type of bands?
All death metal bands and stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Like, it was a cool tour.
Yeah.
But it was like every night there was 7 bands because it was a 7-band package.
7 bands.
Yeah.
Like what time would shows start?
Well,
Was it like an all dayer thing?
this is the catch. There were some shows where they put like local supports on and stuff, so there could be like 13 bands. It'd start like at 2 in the afternoon, and no one's even finished work, no one's there, and you're just like these poor local bands like playing. I'm just like, fuck. Like,
How much they charge you for tickets? That's a good haul. That's a good lot of bands for for a ticket price.
I dread to think.
Oh, true.
I did ask. I dread to think, but like, you had these like opening bands on at 2 in the afternoon, and I'm just like, I'm stood watching them and stuff. Like, and some of them were really good.
Yeah.
Like, some of them were really good, and I'm just
all death metal.
there were like some different styles of metal and whatnot, but like some of them were really good, and I'm just kind of there, and I'm like, this is what happens. Like, this is generally what happens to so many bands. It's like the amount of good bands I've seen that I've been like, these are going to be fucking massive.
You can kind of tell if they're gonna blow up or not.
And it's just like, but then people just don't really give a shit about them. And it's like,
But they should
but
they?
they should.
They should.
They should, because it's like, you know, if it's good, it's good. Like,
Yeah.
You know, that's the way it's got to be.
Any personal favourites of yours? Any from memory?
I can only always like remember what they were. I can't remember their names.
Okay.
But like, there was this doom band that had like the biggest rig I've ever seen. Like, fair play for them for like bringing it all down as well. It
Or
was
their
like,
own rig?
yeah,
They brought their own rig?
It was like literally just like 4 bass cabs, and like I was just like, this is so sick. And they started playing, and I was just like, whew.
Powerful.
Like, it was sick. But anyway, like, you know, what US tour? So that was the first one. That was 2018. Fuck me, it's 2020, isn't it?
It is.
It's 2019. I don't know where to start, really. Like, so much happened. Like, it was our first headline tour of America.
Yeah.
So that was a big deal already.
Yeah. Who was on that tour with you guys?
Homewrecker,
Okay.
the other band, which I say funny story, it's not really that funny. Our first ever tour in the UK was with Homewrecker.
Okay. I'm not familiar with Homewrecker.
They're from Ohio.
Okay.
So they come over here in 2015, and we supported them on their first tour.
Is that when you first met and made contact, sort of thing?
And then when we did the US, we went out there, and then we did like joint headline thing, because
Nice.
it was just kind of like each night we were just switching it up.
What was the first show you played then?
Oh.
Do you remember?
It was a lot. They were like, it was 6 weeks
How many
straight.
how many dates was it?
I'm not sure. It was 6 weeks straight.
I don't even remember.
Just
6 weeks
All I
of
can
tour.
tell you is every time
That's quite a long time, mine. 6 weeks.
it was fucking ages.
How many shows do you average a week?
Every day.
Every day.
Mm.
That's a lot of shows.
Mm. In a new state as well. So all the drives are like 12, 14 hours long.
Did you go over there and like rent a car and sort of just drive state to state? Or did you meet anyone over there? Or?
Matt from Homewrecker sorted a van for us.
Nice.
So as soon as we landed at Toronto,
Was that the first show?
that's where we landed. Yeah, that's where we landed. Toronto.
Nice.
So he met us at Toronto with Homewrecker's van as well, and just basically dropped the van to us, and it was like, go on and start driving.
Happy days.
So
Happy
like
days.
we self-drove that tour, but like it was kind of insane. It was insane really, because there were drives where it was like you'd kind of finish playing, you know, you're headlining as well the show. You finish playing and you kind of look at your phone and you're like, next. It doesn't matter what time it is. You look at your phone and you're like, 14 hours from now.
You're in this whole different time zone, I guess.
It kind of like touring time whilst touring is a weird concept because I don't think about what time it is. I think about what time things happen.
Duration to show sort of thing. Okay,
it's kind of like when I wake up, I don't go, oh, it's 6 a.m. I go, oh, we've got to sit in the van for 14 hours. Like, do you know what I mean?
Bloody hell,
so it's kind of
hours.
like you don't really sit there and go, oh, it's 6 a.m. and then you calculate 14 hours and go, oh, I'll arrive at my destination at blah blah blah. It's like you kind of think, no, 14 hours, then I've got to get out the van, I've got to unload this van, we got to set merch up, we got to get everything set up, we got to sound check.
Do you do that stuff like unload the van all yourself? Do you not have any roadies? I know some bands bring people on to sort of do that thing for them.
When we're in the UK and Europe, we always have like a full team. Like our sound guy Steve always comes with us, and then we always have our photographer and video guy Jake, and then like we'll have other people that'll come away and just help with like merch or something.
Nice.
But with America, because it was our first headline over there, it was kind of like the way we had to work it was like, right, we need to kind of go over with as little as possible.
Okay. But not compromise like your equipment you use, I guess.
Yeah. So it's kind of like we are paying to get our gear as like extra bodies as such. So the costs like start to ramp up, and you're talking about.
I didn't think about that.
And you're talking about how much we pay for each of our working visas. So my work visa's a year long.
How much are they?
So I don't know how much individual, but I think for the band it was near $2,000.
Woohoo!
So that's $2,000 there, and then you got your flights. Couple grand.
We all know.
So
it's a couple of thousand over in America, and
you've literally already started on like negative 5,000, and you haven't even got to America. Do you know what I mean? So then you need to just shift as much merch as possible. Make sure you're guaranteed.
How is the merch going?
Great. Merch.
Nice.
Merch is non-stop. Like
thank you for my hoodie, by the way. I appreciate it.
Have you still got it?
Still got it. It's my favourite one.
Merch is great. Luckily, I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah, who's doing that? Is it still within the band?
It's basically sent to like people who do it for us, so
okay.
it'll stay under our store.
So one less problem to deal with, I guess.
Yeah, it's like we still got to organise merch designs and quantities and all that, but like it's not like we're not hands on with it anymore. So it's like I get Facebook messages still, and they're just like, "Hey, can you tell me where my T-shirt is?" It's like, oh, no fucking clue, mate. Like send an email, like.
Email this guy. He'll tell you.
It's not that I'm being a dick. It's just kind of like I don't know. Yeah.
So we were on about the US tour. Yeah, we're on about the US tour. You said the three biggest were LA, New York, and Chicago. Yeah. Tell us about it. Tell us about it.
You know, top 3 shows aren't always just about the shows. Like obviously the shows were great, so it adds to the day. But then like LA, I had a chance to go around and do everything, and like. Chicago likewise, but like it was just like the day was good,
Yeah, it was like a full experience.
It was probably because the drive wasn't as long as other days.
Okay.
Because you normally find your shit days when you get out of van after 16 hours and you're like, just kill me, I want to sit down. Like I don't care if there's.
What do you do for 16 hours in a van?
You go slightly insane, but I think that's the comedy. I think that's kind of what makes it enjoyable, because you start chatting shit that you never thought you
get like delirious and stuff.
You just start going mad. Like, it's like I can't remember what it was. Like I think me and Ben stayed up to do a night drive. So he was driving.
Okay.
And he was just like literally like, oh, what can we listen to on Spotify that's going to make this drive go? So like basically we had this game of whoever made like the best playlist for the drive that kept everyone entertained. So if someone puts their headphones in, you kind of like, oh, safe. If you put your headphones in, you kind of like you're dropping out because you're not listening.
You're zoning out, really, aren't you?
Yeah, you're not listening to what we're listening to, so you've lost the game. Like so whoever makes the best playlist and stays with it for the whole thing wins.
Okay.
And then like this night
funny playlist or good playlist or
good.
Okay.
Good.
Not like you're gonna torture your bandmates by putting like Britney Spears on or something.
Well, they just put their headphones in.
Of course.
And then
you're out.
Well, you're kind of out because they're just like mugging off your playlist.
True.
So that's an important game in the van.
Okay. Did you win?
There's a couple. Well, this is where this story's coming in. The night drive.
Tell us the story.
So it was like, Ben was like, "What are we gonna do to do this drive?" And I was like, "How long are you doing?" He was like, "I reckon we'll do about 5-6 hours, and then we'll have to stop in a hotel." And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Do you reckon you can stay up that long?" I was like, "Gonna have to get a fucking good playlist on the go tonight." So I was like, "What can I do that's like a bit different?" So I went on video game soundtracks, and we listened to the entire Metal Gear soundtrack, every single game, and like went through it, and we literally like, by the time we got to like Snake Eater, I thought I was in the jungle. Like I literally like, I was like proper like just like
thing,
and it was
so
like,
that pleases me so much. You know that's my favourite game.
And then we did Final Fantasy.
Okay.
That's when like everyone was a bit like, "Oh, what's this?"
It's a bit like 24-bit. Is that it? Or 8-bit?
It's more orchestral.
Yeah.
Orchestral. Okay.
It's like very like choir orchestral like.
They're like the early ones on the SNES. They're all 8-bit.
Yeah, but like
that's.
oh God.
Blooper.
Someone's older than they think they are.
Yeah. Okay. So Final Fantasy. Then.
Yeah. So like, you know, I put from 7. Like, you know, let's go from 7 onwards. You know, we're grown up, sure. Like, but like, you know, listen to that ever, and then I put Nier on, which is like one of my favourite games recently ever.
What's that? Nier.
So it's made by Square Enix, who make Final
Same
Fantasy, and Platinum, who do like the best hack and slash games. But it's like the best Japanese RPG story game mixed with like the most insane combat, and the storyline is just you have to play the game all the way through 4 times, because each playthrough is a different story that connects to the story.
Okay.
So if you don't play the game 4 times,
is it like a different alternative ending or something?
well, no, the game is like from a different perspective of that time.
Okay.
So like you kind of need to. There's like points in the game where you'll bump into someone else, and you'll be like, "Oh, thing," but then you kind of when you finish the game, go through their route of where you bump into each. And
Sounds good.
It's really good, but then you have like a final ending then, which is playthrough. Bear in mind, each playthrough is like fucking 30 hours.
It's a good 30-hour session.
Never again, like best game ever. But I literally sat there and did all of it.
What's it? Is it on PlayStation or?
Yeah.
Is it?
I think it's on. Yeah, it's on PlayStation.
Is
It
it?
is on PlayStation.
It is on PlayStation.
I was thinking, did I do it on PC or PlayStation? Yeah, but yeah. Anyway, so
Yeah. Back on topic.
back on topic. So we put the soundtrack on, and like literally, it was like weird. Like this is like a point we've been on tour for like 5 weeks now.
Okay.
So like we're just going through this like mad orchestral like thing, like all this percussion going off and choirs and all this. We're just there, just like, what's happening to me? And it was like this, like it almost like something just like took over me. It was like a weird. And Ben was just like, "I need to turn this off." And I was like, "What is that?" He's like, "My heart's racing." He was just like, "My heart's racing and I'm driving," and like he was just like, I'm like starting to panic a little.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, like that. It like honestly, like that's kind of the only way to explain it. I just my heart was going fast.
He's freaking out or what?
Yeah, like semi freaking out. Over
What, because of the soundtrack? Or?
Yeah, it was just
Bloody
like
hell.
it was mad. 'Cause it was like just driving in the pitch black. Like you don't see anyone on the road in America. It's so big. Like the chance you see a car is like once every 4 hours.
The road's massive.
Yeah, like you see nothing. Like there was one night that we literally went over a broken tire that was on the road, and we didn't even see.
You couldn't
it.
see it.
Didn't see it until the thing, and like literally, we could have hit anything and wouldn't have had a clue.
Were there any complications with like the van or stuff? Was it all a clean trip? Didn't break down, nothing like that?
No, all fine.
Happy days.
Yeah, it was easy. But
Did you see anyone with Donald Trump hats? Make America great again.
yeah, I've seen a fair bit of that shit. I've seen a bit of that shit, unfortunately. But trying to think like what else. We went to Las Vegas.
You went to Vegas?
What was
that like?
Literally
Wow.
in Vegas as well.
Wow.
That was like.
Did you play there? Or
Yeah, we played it. We played in Vegas. Yeah.
Wow. Tell us about that.
So yeah, that I forgot about this one. Like this was a cool one because like I always imagined like you know, sorry to anyone from Vegas, but I'm sure they know this anyway. But like, you always think it's gonna be like proper cheap, and you know, not cheap. That's the wrong word. Like, you know, just like, what's the right word to use?
Scumbaggy.
Not scumbaggy as such.
Tatty.
Sleazy.
Sleazy. That's a good.
Like,
apologies to people from Vegas.
like I always imagined it being tacky.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
But like when I got there, it was glorious. It was glorious. It was like something about it where I was just like, this is exactly, like, I felt like I was actually like in a film, because I was just like, this is exactly what I want. Like, bright lights everywhere,
That's brilliant.
and like, you know, it was just like walking just down the street, just like casually chatting to like the people I was with, and then like all of a sudden this like giant dragon just shoots fire out of his mouth. It's like a huge like statue, and I'm just like, that's casual. Like, you know, what the fuck's going on? Just like guys naked dancing in the middle of like the plaza and stuff, and
Bloody hell.
you know, girls that are like, do you want a photo with me for like $1 or whatever?
Do you wanna what?
Yeah, like because it's very show business.
Okay.
It's very show business. I've got to add, these people are like dressed up. They're
Okay.
like, you know, some are like, got like, there was a naked guy, that's why I thought it was funny, but like, you know, there are people dressed up. It's like, you know, Monsters Inc. or like girls in like, you know, dresses or bikinis or something like that, and like, it's just like, get a photo for $1 or whatever.
Gotta ask you, did you get a photo with him?
Well, no, I didn't, because I needed enough for White Castle. And I didn't.
White Castle.
Yeah, I didn't have enough change, so I was like, "No, this ain't happening." Because they did ask, and I was like, I straight up was just like, "Nah, like this is."
Is that burger place, White Castle?
Yeah.
Harold and Kumar get the munchies.
Harold and Kumar get the munchies.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my
Got
god, it
requests
is, isn't
for
it?
little sliders.
Are they as good as the films?
What White Castle?
Yeah.
They do this Impossible slider, which is like a vegan, meat-free slider, and like,
Of course.
they're amazing. Like, they're incredible, and like anytime we see White Castle, we're always like, White Castle.
Well, this is what I was going to say as well. You're driving along the road. I literally slipped my mind that you're a vegan. I completely forgot about that. What was that like? How did you manage a diet out there? I know they're massive meat eaters. Was it?
Easy,
Okay.
because Burger King had just released the Impossible Burger
Okay.
in America.
Yeah.
White Castle do Impossible sliders. There's always like vegan pizza places, or like if you really get in a sticky like situation where you can't get something, you just go to Denny's.
What's Denny's?
It's like a diner, a 24-hour diner, opened all night,
Okay.
and like you can just get like a veggie skillet, and like it comes, you know, just on a skillet with vegetables, potatoes, and all this, and like it's healthy. It's like as healthy as you're gonna get.
So were you quite healthy on the road then? Did you feel you're all right? I know. Did you have some trouble before where you lost weight or something?
I think it's fatigue.
It's exhausting. Yeah, of course
and, like,
it is. Yeah.
You know, it's heat.
Sleeping pattern as well. I imagine.
Sleeping, heat, playing, you know, you're quite physical, whilst it's kind of like you do absolutely nothing and then you go and do everything.
That's quite physically demanding, both and mentally as well.
Yeah, because it sucks when you've been in a van for like 14 hours and then you're just kind of like, I've sat here and done nothing for 14 hours, now I need to go and lift shit out of the van, I need to go and sound check, I need to go and sort this out, whilst, you know, got to set this up, got to get this, got to check that everyone's got what they need.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's mad. It goes from 0 to 100 every day.
Instantaneous.
Every single day, and it's like you just kind of got to get in. You just kind of got to get into it, if you know what I mean. It's like the drives start to get more fun because you start to figure out like more things to make it entertaining. People started looking on Google Maps and just being like, what cool attraction are we going to pass?
Yeah.
So like we did like Grand Canyon. And
Did you visit it?
Yeah, it was cool as fuck. And like, you know, any attractions, like when we went to New Orleans, like we went like down all like, I can't remember what the street's called. It's a very famous street, but we were just like, yeah, definitely want to check that. Like, you know what I mean? So you start to like use van time for like, you know, speaking to people at home, like watching some films or like playing some games, or you know, just
keep
chatting.
insane. I imagine.
Yeah, like you have to. Like, you know, like I am constantly either like playing on something, or you know, sorting things on my phone, or speaking to people at home, or maybe, you know, just sorting anything out. And it's kind of like you just find ways to fill that time in, and then after a while it's like you kind of like you'll have a day where it's like, oh, it's 13 today and it's like 9 tomorrow, and like people will be like 9, and you're like, wow, that's a good day. It's a good day. Like, you know, you get used to it, but it's like that first week is always a bit like.
So with the second time going to America, did you kind of like learn lessons from the first time you went? Was it a lot better? Did you feel more prepared for it? Especially
with the travelling side of it.
Yeah.
Just because like you don't find that many service stations, and when you do, you either find small ones that'll have nothing for you, or you go for the big ones. So then I was just like, when it got to the point where I knew we were going to drive through like an area of like a whole day of like only small gas stations, I was just like, right, I'm going to go to a supermarket, bought like a box of Cliff bars, you know, protein bars, like loads of like fruit, snacks.
Gotta get that protein in.
That's what I mean. And like literally we just kind of would just like, everyone would buy like loads of food and then like just throw it around the van, and who wants one of these, and like swap in, and like,
nice.
By the time you get out the van, you've kind of just been eating all day. You may have not had breakfast or lunch,
but you've
eaten all day.
So was your weight okay this time round, second time round?
It was alright. It was a lot better this time.
Good. Yeah, I've heard you've been bulking up as well.
It's like I'm the heaviest I've ever been now.
Nice.
Which is weird.
Get them gains in.
Yeah. I just shit myself or something. I just take steroids or something.
I was gonna say, you into running now as well? You doing running?
I love running.
I was gonna say, I saw on your Instagram, man. You've been doing some massive routes these days.
Yeah, like I literally just like, I don't know. I think it's like almost like quite therapeutic for me as well, because like the other day I was like, oh, how many miles am I going to do? I was like, oh, I'll do 2 and then come back. But I was like, no, I'm going to double it today. So I did like 4 miles on Thursday, and I was just like, I wasn't planning on it at all, but it was just like, I did the one route and I was like, I could do that whole route again. I've still got enough left. I was like, yeah, I'm going to do that whole route again. So I did the same route twice. But it's not just about that, and like, it's not just about the fitness. It's like, it's a nice time for me to just kind of like run, be on my own, you know, just clear my head, not look at my phone, listen to music.
Mindfulness.
It's just very nice to just kind of like put that phone on my strap, listen to music, make a playlist ready for it, hit the app to say go, and then just like.
Is that what? Does that calm you down? Does that get you in chill mode?
I forget about everything when I run.
That's good.
Like when I run, I literally just kind of like, I can't take any calls, you can't reply to anything, I can't do anything, you know, I'm not going to look on Facebook, I'm not going to look on Instagram, you know, I'm not going to do anything pointless, like I'm literally just like, right, I'm running.
Bam.
And I think that's why I've kept going. I don't think it's fitness as much.
Okay.
I think it's more to do
with like
chill,
get you just addicted to that chill in that moment there and then.
Especially when it's like a good day as well, like a nice day, and you're just like, yeah, this isn't so bad, and you know, you're running so people can't say shit. You're just kind of like, I'm just a guy running, like thing. You got your headphones and you can listen to whatever you want.
What do you listen to on runs? Big question.
It really varies. It does really vary. Like, I don't listen to metal whilst running because it makes me run faster.
True.
My pacing is so bad when I listen to heavy music. Like when I listen, honestly, because I use Strava, this app, and it tracks my pace.
What's that?
It's a running app.
Okay.
It's really good. Like if you're gonna run, use that because it keeps a record of all your things and you can follow people. It's like a social media thing as well. Cool. Like it's a cool little
I might
thing.
jump on that with you.
It's good, and it's like I can look at what my friends have done. I can look at the routes you've taken. I can look at your pace.
Okay.
And all that.
Okay.
And it's all to do with the pace because it records your pace, and it's like every time I listen to metal, my pace is always so much faster. And then,
there's no surprise there.
Well, no, it's just when it's the bit that excites me. And I'm like, oh.
It's the same with driving. If you listen to.
Yeah, it's exactly.
Yeah.
I just start going for it, like I'm like legging it, and then it's like I'll literally get to about 2 miles, and I'm like, I'm knackered.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go home. And
would you ever do like yoga or something? I hear that's good for like.
Funny. Someone was asking me if I would do yoga, and I was just like,
good.
I've heard it's really good for you. I get really bad shoulder problems as well.
Okay.
Like it's like I get like trapped nerve in and out all the time in my top shoulder, and it's like apparently that's sorted out.
Yeah.
Like apparently like flexibility and just like kind of relaxing and stuff.
Well, if you want flexibility, I think you should come back to jiu-jitsu.
I do need to. Do you know what? Like you're not the first person to
You knew I was
mention
going to bring it up.
Yeah, you're not the first person to mention that. Like, you might be like a lot of people that have said that now, which I do need to. Like, running has really got me back into the idea of going to jiu-jitsu.
I think you should come back, man. Come back. Would you? So you'd consider it? You'd consider coming back to jiu-jitsu, would you?
Yeah, but there's like one request I have.
What's that?
For myself, mainly, is that I'm not going back if it's 1 or 2 times. Like, it's got to be consistent. Like it's gotta. I gotta stick to this.
I think you should come back. Yeah, it's a good. It'd be good to have you back at Newport MMA this time.
Yeah,
Newport MMA.
I've considered. My partner wants to go as well.
Nice.
He wants to start doing jiu-jitsu.
They have. We do have a few girls at Newport MMA as well. Yeah, I think the girl class is. I mean, they'll roll with all the guys as well, but I mean, it's becoming more popular, which is good. It's good to see.
Yeah.
I kind of it's good sort of. Well, like you say with like yoga, like stretching your muscles and all. I think it's just brilliant because you leave a session and you feel like you've just.
I love doing jiu-jitsu. Like the time that I did it, because it was weird, because it was like it's the second time I've stopped now, because I was at Celtic Pride.
That's right. Yeah. Then
I came to Flawless, and like it's twice it's happened now, so it's like I can't let it happen a third time. It's like if I'm gonna go,
you're gonna.
And the thing is, it's unfortunate timing again, really, because March we leave for Australia, Asia, and then that Parkway Drive tour. That's a good 5-6 weeks there.
Yeah. I was gonna say,
so
the Parkway Drive tour. Tell us about that. 'Cause that's a big band. I mean, I grew up listening to Parkway Drive. They played TJ's, I think, like in 2008. I think it was.
Yeah, I remember that show.
And I remember just watching them, and I was just blown away by how good they were.
We played with them last year in Luxembourg. They asked us to play one of the shows that they were doing on, like, because we were doing a festival run and they were doing a festival run, and then they had like a one-off show just to fill the day in. They're like, do you want to do it? We were like, yeah. And then we got an email like later in the year that was like, Parker Drive, Hatebreed, Stick to Your Guns, Venom Prison, do you want to do it? And then I looked at like the places and I was just like, what the fuck? I was just like, the Trivium tour we did, the venues were huge. This is like, the last date's Wembley. Do you know what I mean?
Wembley Stadium, that's something else.
Wembley's the last date. Like,
that's pretty incredible.
It's daft. Like, but the funny thing is like, I was saying to like the rest of Venom Prison, it's really funny because like we keep saying Wembley because like that's huge for us.
It's the national stadium. Didn't Spurs played there? The football teams play there. It's a huge venue. Yeah. Iconic stars have played there.
It's huge.
It's to be associated huge with that stadium is massive.
But the one in Austria is like 4 times bigger. This is what I had to. This is like kind of the bit, because like my partner's from Austria.
Yeah.
And like she was saying to me, she was just like, it's funny that when you go through your, like, when we got the flyer, she was like looking at me. She was like, it's funny how you've immediately jumped to Wembley, and then she googled Wembley and looked, and I was like, she's like, that is pretty big. But she was like, if you looked at the one in Vienna, and I looked, I was like, oh my god, it's like fucking 4 times the size of it. Like,
wow.
And then I looked, and Wembley isn't the biggest one.
Is it not?
No,
it's not.
There are like others that are bigger capacity.
Wow.
So I don't have a clue where we're going, but I mean.
So what was your initial reaction when you found that you were playing these stadiums, or you had the opportunity to play with these stadiums?
The opportunity.
Yeah. Did you?
The opportunity was, we have to do this. Like, I literally, like, the first thing I said was that, you know, if we're looking at going step up and up, I was like, this is the tour that we have to do to make that happen. You know what I mean? And then it's perfect because we'll do that tour. But, well, just before that tour, we're doing Hammer Sonic Fest in Indonesia. Slipknot are headlining it.
You supporting them?
Yes, so it's Hammer Sonic is like the festival over there.
Oh right, it's festival. Okay, Hammer Sonic.
Slipknot are headlining a festival. Then there's like a load of other bands, like a lot of big bands. We're doing that as well. Then we're doing, I can't really say this, but then we're doing something in between it, which is pretty fucking obvious. We only put 2 and 2 together. The dates aren't even close. You know, I'm just saying the obvious.
Yeah, of course.
Then we fly to Melbourne to do download, and then we go to Sydney to do another download festival.
So what is download? I thought it was just like a UK thing.
Nah, they kind of like branched off into a lot of places.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay, fair play.
I know Australia. I know Australia might be like the newest one. It might be the most modern one.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
When is the Australia one?
When it is, it's either end of March or early April, but it's a string of when we're away.
Wow.
But then we'll go to Asia, do the festival. It's the other way around actually. We go to Australia, we do the festivals, then we do something, then we go to the Asian festival, then we go and do something.
Yeah.
And then we get home for one day, and then we go on the Parkway Drive tour.
Oh, that's unbelievable, man. Parkway, were they an influence on you growing up?
Yeah, I think anyone my age, like, there's a lot of people always just like, oh, Parkway. It's like, well, no, not really.
I love them.
Like, I've always been a fan of them. Like, I think they're a cool band. Like,
what was their second album they done?
Horizons.
Oh no, I didn't mean that one. The
Killing
first
with-
one.
Killing-
That for me.
Killing with a Smile.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's heavy. It's so
Right.
like, but I mean, you look at the band as well. Like, I don't know if you've watched their DVDs or anything. Like, they look like the most chill people ever.
And they're a bunch of like surfer dudes. Don't they go around just like literally just adrenaline junkies,
Yeah,
like
they
surfing,
love it.
having fun, and
They
just
love
playing
all that.
shows.
But it's cool. Like, it's cool as fuck to see.
Have you like made contact with them yet?
We spoke to them briefly in Luxembourg.
Okay.
And then it was more to do with, because I think it was their bassist that one of them's always broken their leg, but this time it was the bassist.
Says a lot about
I
how
remember they
much they.
cancelled one of their shows because I think it was the lead singer had broken his leg at one point.
They've all had a go at of breaking a leg, but like I think it was a bassist this time, and
Bassist of Parkway Drive breaks his leg.
but like
Yeah, guys.
I kind of like when they pushed him through, I was just kind of like, it's just cool. It's cool as fuck. They don't give a fuck. Like, they're just a bunch of dudes that just like love surfing and like doing mad sports and stuff, and it's like kind of just a bit like respect. Like, they're living their life to the fullest. You know what I mean? Like, they're doing a cool as fuck band. They're doing mad shit outside of it, and it's like, what can you say about that other than respect?
This is like the typical Australian attitude, really, isn't it?
It's just, I love it. Like, I absolutely love it. It's just like respect, guys. Like, you are having the fun that I'm not. Like, yeah, I'm not doing.
Not yet.
I'm not doing cool shit like that.
That's why you got to come back to jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. That's why I do have to go, because then I can go, I am fun. I do jiu-jitsu. I don't just play games and play heavy metal, and
I do other stuff
I
too.
do other stuff. I'm active.
Yeah,
I do go running, but then I mean, like, that's not
it's-
the most entertaining. There's a big running community.
There is in Newport.
It's not the most heavy metal thing either. Running.
Yeah, it's weird. Do you know? It's
Heavy metal extraordinaire Ash Gray details his life about running.
I love a good run. You know, but it's like it's mad because like me and Ben, who also plays in Venom Prison, we always said that the reason running on tour is so great is I just get to run through a city I've never been through before.
Wow.
You know, I get to run through a city I've never seen in my life, and I just get to see shit at a decent pace.
Thanks everyone for listening to the Record One podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content coming very soon. That was Ash Gray from Venom Prison. You can catch them later on this year at Wembley Stadium with Parkway Drive. See you next time. That's all from us, folks, from Record One.